Hey, this is Montel Williams, and you're watching Bring the Pain Sports. Whew.
If you follow college football, you've probably heard of Christian McCaffrey.
If you don't know Christian McCaffrey's name, get your mind right, because he leads the FBS in all-purpose yards.
Now, you're talking about a guy at 260 yards all-purpose per game. You realize in the history of college football, he's on pace to finish second behind Barry Sanders. So what he's doing right now is remarkable. Yep. I think this thing continues.
I'm telling people out there they need to take notice of him as a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. I've compared him to Reggie Bush.
Every time he touches the ball, he's got vision, he's got balance, he's got explosiveness, but more than anything else, he's got ultra competitiveness. And I've seen a lot of football this year, and he's the best player I've seen in America.
I've never seen so many high buildings in my life, and I think our airport was 9 miles away, and we sat in an hour and a half of traffic, and I didn't even realize it was an hour and a half because you just people watching and looking at all the cool things. So it's been awesome.
A little bit of an adjustment from Palo Alto or Highlands Ranch.
Well, it's a huge adjustment. Yeah, definitely a culture shock.
Do you feel much at all a representative for the state of Colorado? High school football there?
Oh, most definitely. I have nothing but respect for the state of Colorado. That's home for me, and I feel so much support from back home, and that's one of the coolest things in the world for me. And definitely to see everybody back home supporting me and sending nice texts and shooting me up is such a blessing, and can't thank the state of Colorado enough for being so great.
Has it really hit you the magnitude of how many yards you gained? 35 football fields worth of yards this season?
No, I mean, I kind of just, the game happens so fast, and you don't really realize what's going on until after. And you play Saturday, you get your body right Sunday, and then you're back at it Monday. And so you don't have a whole lot of time to recap until it kind of starts winding down. So it's kind of hit me a little bit. But, all the yards that I got, that's not all me. It definitely takes 10 other guys in the field doing their job in order to make my job easy.
Did you have to apologize to Barry Sanders Jr. and his dad for breaking his record?
No, I didn't. I think if I were to brag about that, he has a lot more things in his resume that he could tell me.
Any difficulties being the son of an NFL star?
Oh, no. I think, it's been so great for me just picking my dad's brain, and really he's been so awesome and supportive and just kind of teaching me how everything works and how to approach the game and how to approach life in general. So I think it's definitely been an advantage for me, that something I'm really appreciative of.
What would you say is the best bit of advice that your father gave you as far as being in the limelight like this?
Oh, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it, relish it, stay humble and hungry. Because at the end of the day, we play football because we love the sport. And, he's always encouraged me not to lose that passion for the game and not to get caught up in everything and all the lights. And, really just stay focused on why you love the game and why you play.
Does it seem real that they can call you up tomorrow night, that you can be holding the trophy, that you're there forever?
Oh, it's hit me a little bit. It's so surreal, and there's so much, and this week is so hectic. But like I said, I'm just trying to enjoy it and really relish the moment. And if that were to happen, that'd be an extremely emotional moment for me. That's for sure.
Your father was a very outstanding blocker on the perimeter. How important for you as a running back is it to be able to have receivers that stand for the block on the perimeter as well?
Oh, it's great, and I think our receivers do it better than anybody. Devin Kajus, Michael Rector, Francis Wusu, our tight ends, Rollins Stallworth, and it's so cool. They're what really makes the big plays happen. And the O-line, they speak for themselves. You put the tape on, and they're unbelievable at what they do. Couldn't thank them enough. But once you get past that second level, when you got receivers blocking 25 yards downfield, that just shows how hungry an offense is, and that's what makes the team complete.
Going into the season, the Pac-12 was regarded as maybe the most balanced conference in the country. Did that balance actually act as a double-edged sword, given that the Pac-12 is not being represented in the college football playoffs?
I think so. I really do. I think the Pac-12 is such an unbelievable conference. You got 10 teams that are in bowl games, and we beat each other up, and that's what makes it tough. And so I think there's a lot you can consider. I know there's a lot of people in the Pac-12 that would agree with that. But at the end of the day, we can't control all that. It's up to us just to play football and control what we can control.
Is it a little bittersweet to look back and think maybe that first game of the season kept you out of the playoff? Because a lot of people feel that based on quality and where the team's at now. It should be in the playoff.
Yeah, I think looking back, no one wants to lose. Especially losing that first game was tough for us. And but at the end of the day, I think bittersweet is the appropriate term, because we learned so much from that game, and I think that really heightened us to play to the level that we're playing at right now. And we kept that chip on our shoulder the whole season.
With everything. What are your thoughts on the playoffs format? It's 4 teams now. A lot of people think it should be 6 or 8. If it was, you guys would be in. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, you can always bring up the conversation of a 14 playoff in a Power 5 conference, or in Power 5 conferences. So it's tough, but I think if they were to go to a 6 or 8 man playoff, that they would have to take away some of those either non-conference games or have less games during the season, because that takes a toll on a lot of people's bodies. But I think in the future they'll get to that. But right now, it is what it is, and we're if the Rose Bowl for us, if the Rose Bowl is the worst it is, then hey, I'll take it.
Can you tell us what it's like to play for Coach Shaw, because he's getting an awful lot of attention nationally as a guy who could wind up in the NFL one of these days?
Oh, it's awesome. Coach Shaw is he's an awesome person as well as an awesome coach. He's a guy who cares about us, and we feel that. And I think this year especially, he showed a lot more emotion than previous years, and for us, that gives us so much confidence. And to see how much he pours into the game, to see his emotions rising is something that gets us going during the game. And an unbelievable mastermind of the game, but also a great mentor and someone who we can all look up to.
Do you keep bugging him to check out game tape of your little brother?
Oh man, I hope so.
Why do you think he was more emotional this year than other years, Coach Shaw?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think he told us that one of our captains, Ronnie Harris, senior cornerback, who's the emotional heart and soul of our team. He really is. I think he went to Coach Shaw and he said, "Hey, Coach, I just want to let you know that when you bring emotion into the game, that pumps us up. That we want to play when you do that." So, they have a great relationship. That's why Coach Shaw is so awesome, is because he has those personal relationships with his players, and our players feel open to go up to him and talk to him about that. And Coach Shaw listened. He's someone who's a very reasonable person, reasonable man, and I think that's where it all started.
Christian, how does Lance Taylor affect his career?
Oh, Coach Taylor's unbelievable. He's so good at what he does, and so good at coaching the running back position. He has so much experience as well. You look at his resume; it's pretty incredible. And in practice, he doesn't take anything less but your highest effort. And he knows we're not perfect. He always is there for us. He steps up for us, and couldn't ask for a better running back coach in the world.
Has he ever talked to you about playing in Alabama?
Yeah, he'll share some stories every once in a while, and just share some of the culture about that. But he's adapted to Stanford, and I'm hoping he stays there for a long, long time.
This looks like it could be one of the closer votes in recent years. Everybody here can make a pretty convincing case about why they should win. Is your play on special teams, that something that you think might separate you to voters?
I hope so. I definitely think versatility is something that makes playing the game harder. So I definitely hope it does.
If you had a chance to watch Deshaun Watson, what are your impressions?
Words can't express how great of a player that guy is. He can do everything. Great decision maker, great passer, great runner. He's a nightmare for defenses, but also he's just an unbelievable person. And got to know him a little bit. Went to the mall the other day with him, and he's such a cool person. And just being around him, trying to pick his brain, seeing how he approaches the game, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's been a lot of fun getting to know him, and I know he's going to have a lot of success in the future.
Dabo Sweeney and David Shaw are good friends, and then your running back coach and Dabo went to college together. Have they brought any of what Clemson does to Stanford?
Oh yeah, I think Coach Shaw and Coach Sweeney have a great relationship, and I think they both have swapped ideas, and I think that's part of college football, and that's part of what makes it so cool is the bonds that you make with other people, coaches with coaches, players with players, and so forth. And it makes it fun playing. You can pick people's brains and share that success.
How much pride do you take in that slogan back there, the home of intellectual talent at Stanford?
Oh, I think our whole team takes a lot of pride in it. A lot of times we're known for being nerds, but we also play with a chip on our shoulder. We also play very physical football, and we own that.
The running back hasn't won the award since 2009. That's 5 straight years for quarterbacks. You think it's time for a running back to win it again?
I hope so.
You think you and Derek are showing that running back can lead a player to a conference title, a team to a conference title?
Definitely. I think there's so many different positions that can lead a team to a conference title. You know, you look at the year of the running back is what they call it this year. But you know, I can't even speak for myself. I still think Kevin Hogan, our quarterback, is the one who led our team. That guy doesn't get enough credit. He's one of the best that I've ever seen. You know, and the stats may not show it all the time, but his leadership, his toughness, and his athletic ability and his talent is something that is so inspiring. I think he's the leader of our football team.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Did you wear the same skin tight jersey like your dad wore?